This Markland, the Anderson family home, has been a local landmark since 1843. Laid the foundation of the coquina shellstone house in 1839, just before his death in a yellow fever epidemic. So pretty much, what I found pretty interesting was that the fort that's here in St. Augustine is also made out of coquina. Something also unique about that was the fact that when they built the fortress, they intended for the coquina to be able to absorb cannonball impacts. So when the British came and they fired upon the fort, the cannonballs had no effect, and then they had to retreat out of the bay of St. Augustine. So here we are at the Flagler College. It was built as a hotel in the 1800s, and then when they realized that they would potentially be able to turn it into a school, they did. It's what later became Flagler College. So it's a really nice school. It's got the old Spanish architecture, and they got these cool mesas here as the fence kind of design. Here we are, we're almost in downtown St. Augustine. Next, we're gonna go up to that church over there and go check it out, hopefully. Casa Monica. Got a lot of very unique Spanish architecture. This part of town, I really like the way this looks. Get a better view of it. Down that way, we'll start getting into downtown St. Augustine, but first we might go ahead and check out this museum. Don Pedro Menendez de Aviles. He was the Spain governor and capital general conquistador in the perpetuated Florida, founded St. Augustine in 1565. Very interesting. The beautiful church bells are at it. Great way to celebrate Christmas. Take a look at this. From 1605 to 1765, there stood on this site a guardhouse and watchtower. Under British rule, it became the market and place of public auction, ever since called the slave market. So this place right here, there used to stand a slave auction, and there used to be a guard tower here that would oversee the bay down that way, and just over around that corner will be at Castillo de San Marcos. Here's the sign here that the Catholic Church is still active, and upon St. Augustine's founding on a Catholic basis, still here. Let's take a look. From 1793 to 1797, the permanent church for the Catholic parish of St. Augustine was built on this site with funds provided by the Spanish monarchy. The facade and nave walls from the construction remain to this day. That's nuts. It's just unfortunate that there's no more, buildings here that are from that time period. And I mean, I'm sure there are, such as Castillo de San Marcos, but the only problem is that these buildings, I don't think, are from that time period. They're all rebuilt. But it's very interesting to think that upon this site there used to be a church for the same founding, for which it's there today. So here we are. Over there is Castillo de San Marcos. It's like a fortress built in the 1600s to protect St. Augustine, which was the provincial capital of La Florida, one of the Spanish colonies. And there's cannonball hits over at the fort, as well as some, musket ball shots and stuff like that. It's kind of cool. Over there is the Bay Area, where these cannons would be set up to shoot that way. The oldest wooden schoolhouse in the United States, St. Augustine, Florida. I don't know. It's pretty cool, but to me, the wood looks a little bit too new. It could be real, but it's probably 100% for sure that there at least used to stand a real school right there. Right next to the schoolhouse, there's a ship anchor. And just for size reference, I'm 5'8". It's pretty big. It's pretty big, right?
It's amazingly big.
So after walking down from there just a little bit, we come over here, and there's this big standing pillar, and it commences right past the fort. So this gate, opened in 1739, provided the only access through the defense line on the north side of Spanish St. Augustine. It's erected in 1907, sorry. 1907 they erected this plaque here. So obviously, this, it's made of coquina too. A limestone. How cool is that? So obviously at one point, that right there is what the gates would look like in terms of, you know, walking up here and into the city. With the fort right there, defending the city from the bay. And I don't know if you can see it over there, but there is no land that way. It's only water, so it comes out, it's thin, and then it goes into a big bay. That's why the fort is erected right there, to defend that area. We are now on the way back out of St. Augustine. Walking to the car and gonna go drive home, or drive somewhere and go grab some food. Hopefully somewhere's open. I mean, it is Christmas Day, but until then, until tonight, we're probably not gonna be back in town. So once we are back, and if it's not that dark, I'll try to take some more video, because obviously the camera's not great at nighttime, but if there's lights I'll be able to video record. So see you guys soon. Peace. Morning everybody, it's about 10 o'clock. Oh shit. Damn. Well, it's about 10:50 in the morning here, and we're gonna go to the fort now. Let me go check on this guy. As I was saying before, I went to go help him, and I fixed his bike and picked it up, put him on the side of the road. Yeah, we're headed to the fort now, and I'm pretty excited for that. Because I wanted to do that yesterday. I couldn't include it in the video for you guys because it became too dark out. So, like I said earlier, I'm gonna update you guys when I'm there. I'll see you guys soon. So here we are. We're just getting to the fort now. And I have to go right there and grab my ticket. When I'm done with that, I'll be able to go inside the fort. I'll get some pretty solid video, so I'll see you guys. Here we go. We got the entry pass. And now we're making our way into the fort. So this whole place here would be flooded with water at one point. It would make exit and entry limited to just this space only. No cavalry could get through. No one can besiege the fort walls. And now they've drained that. So obviously grass has come back. Look, this guy has a GoPro too. Let's go see. You have a GoPro too?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I think it's the same one.
Which one is that?
12.
Oh, 13.
Oh, good.
Entering the fort now. Wow. Look at this place, dude. How cool is this? What do we have here? Maybe a place where they used to store food. They got some firewood right here. Really cool, man. This replica British era bunk would have slept 4 soldiers, 2 on top and 2 on the bottom. It's either a replica cannon or a real one. Oh, look at that. It's got the coat of arms on it. And it's kind of cool. Got the little cannonballs right there and there. Very interesting. Let's go check out the rest of this place. We're making our way up the steps now. Look at that. Now we're above the fort. This place is really interesting. I think they could have done a better job, in my opinion, at least when it comes to keeping it in an older appearance. Like, obviously you can tell that this here is all relatively new in comparison to this limestone coquina foundation. However, look at this. I also like the fact that they, you know, kept the brush up there. It gives it more of that older appearance. Let's go inside of this thing in a few seconds before everybody moves. Let's go inside. Look at that. Probably would have been some kind of watchtower right here that they'd be able to oversee the bay. Which, if I come back outside, you can see is right over there. Let's keep walking around. Check out the rest of this place before I get out of here. Well, unfortunately, they have this spot blocked off. I wish I can get in there more. But you could just imagine that right there is, I believe, a shooting tower. I believe that they would oversee this area here. Somebody in there would have, you know, a firearm, and in case people tried raiding this way, like they did actually down over where that bridge is, they would have shot down at them, and that probably would have been it. Got like a mortar cannon here of some kind. Take a look at this thing. How cool is that? Oh yeah, it's got the Spanish ensign on it. Look at this. This is what I found this pretty cool. If you look at right here, it says Barcelona J8 de Diciembre de 1767. These cannons were probably built in 1767. That's crazy to think about. Hold on a second. I want to see another one here. Seville, 1735. This cannon was made in 1735. That is so cool. See this one. October. I can't even read that one. Ooh, this one's pretty clear. Seville, the 12th of December. What does that one say? 1790 something, I think. Yeah, man, that's pretty tough. That's pretty cool. So something else I wanted to note about those cannons is I really do hope that those were on boats. I mean, they had to have been on boats at one point to get from Spain to here, but I think that either they were on a boat or they were here at this fort. I think it would have been nicer if they had those original cannons still in their spots where they were at originally, but it's fine. Here we go. We found a lookout tower. Look at that. We got 3 different angles to look out of through here. Man, it's nice and cool in this little spot too. Look at that. So yeah, another place where they were fire out of here into the open ocean. We got the Spanish Cross of Burgundy right there. Might make my way out of here soon, but let's see. Let's go check out what this flag has to say. Castillo de San Marcos. Spanish naval ships began to fly this flag in the early 1500s in honor of their king. It eventually came to represent Spain. Man, it's pretty good though. I think I'm gonna make my way out of here in just a few minutes. I've seen everything already, so I'll see you guys later. Just one last look at the place before we leave. If you guys don't know already, I love coins. It's just been me for a long time. And I go in there and I check out their coins. Way too much money, bro. Way too much money. Like, they were selling, you know, an 1808 East India Company coin for $295, not even graded. I got one of those for 25 bucks. If I had infinite money to spend, hell yeah, I'd grab some stuff from there, but not today, bro. Not today. Let me go check out some other places, see if there's anything else that has some interesting stuff nearby. So I just went to the church for a little while, and it was really nice in there. It's kind of cool. So now I'm gonna go to a store where they have maps. I want to see if they have a really old one of St. Augustine. If this is not cool, I don't know what is. It's a tree, and there's a palm tree growing literally right in between it. Still walking through St. Augustine, still enjoying my time in the city, and yeah, a little bit tired. Everything's very expensive here, unfortunately, but yeah. After walking a little bit, I found this on the side of a quiet road. Nuestra Señora de la Soledad, Our Lady of Solitude Church and Hospital. And right here, I guess in this plot of land, the Spanish colonists built a chapel of Nuestra Señora de la Soledad shortly after 1572. And there was a hospital, and they also buried people here. But I also read a little bit, just a little summary. This is also where African slaves gathered, and they were made aware of their emancipation from slavery. So yeah, just walking around. Here's a pretty cool house right here. It's a quiet street today. There's not much going on. And yeah, just hoping to find some cool stuff to do while I can.